Alright, hi guys, welcome back to We Listen to This if you've seen our previous episodes. Hopefully you have.
Haven't.
Okay, well, if you haven't, welcome, period, to We Listen to This. It's a podcast by two girls, us, who love to listen to ourselves talk about ourselves. I'm Kirsten.
I'm Sophia.
And yeah, welcome. Today, so what we did, we did this a while ago, but we redid it because it was bad the first time.
And we didn't know how to record a video the first time, and now we do, which is kind of important for a later part of this episode.
Yeah. But what we did is we each created a list of boyfriend criteria is what I guess we're calling it.
These are pretty much our standards for a man.
Yes.
We need this.
Yeah.
We need a man to have these
It's
qualities
a
and able to in order to date him.
Yeah. I would say they're very reasonable.
Yes.
I
mean, we're pretty stunning women.
Yes.
So, quite the catches.
For your background information, neither of us have ever dated anyone. I was engaged.
Never been on a date.
I was engaged in kindergarten.
She's been on one.
I've been on one date, and it was my friend's ex-boyfriend.
Which was awesome.
That's a story for a later episode.
Yeah,
I don't think they're watching
never been
this,
asked
luckily.
out. In other words, we have plenty of reason to believe we're really desirable.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
We can be picky.
Yeah, so, these are our standards. We will not be lowering them.
And I think as you watch, you'll be like, yeah, these are really reasonable.
Yeah. So, without further... Okay, actually, there is further ado because I have to pull up my list. But...
You're so unprofessional.
I was doing our intro. Oh, that's my...
The intro's on paper. The list is on your phone. What is wrong with you, woman?
Okay.
You can go first.
My first item on my, little checklist is rich. And, okay, let me explain. I know I sound like a gold digger. If you know me, you've heard me say that my goal is to be a trophy wife. You can think what you want about that, but here's my situation. First of all, if you're gonna marry someone, why wouldn't you want them to be rich? Honestly, that sounds good for them too.
Yeah, yeah,
also,
I mean, if you love someone, I feel like that's, you want them to be rich, and if that happens to involve you also having large amounts of money, best of both worlds.
Yeah, you've probably heard us both say we don't want a job.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a horse girl. That is expensive. I don't want to pay for that. Anyways. Also, I don't really know anything about money.
That's real.
I also hate all types of, I don't know, whatever budgeting money stuff takes. I hate going to the bank. I hate doing any sort of paperwork. I find it all tedious, and it kills me, I think. So, my future boyfriend, husband, whatever... they have to know how to do all that stuff, because if they ask me for help, I'm sorry. I don't know. So that's most of my reasoning behind that one. I think it's really reasonable. I don't have a specific number in mind, but I feel like you just know. I feel like you kind of know if somebody's rich off of vibes.
Yeah. Preferably, old money.
Yes,
we don't need them, newly
wealth.
rich. Oh, I won the lottery. No. You need, like you said, you need to know how to budget it. You need to know...
You need to know how to use your money.
Yeah.
Just...
It's
be rich, stay rich. Don't ask me for help on how to do it, because I don't know.
The first one on my list is also swimming in large bills. Hear me out. If you've watched our first episode, you already know she's a horse girl, like she said.
Yes.
But also, you know that I want to be an author. Now, I'm fairly confident I'm going to be a best-selling author and money won't be an issue.
Mm-hmm.
But on the off chance this doesn't happen, one of us needs to make money.
Yes, so, a good plan B.
Just logistically, it would be very helpful if he had a large sum of money going into this.
Yes. Maybe not also an English major.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to branch out of my department when
Go find the
dating.
STEM kids.
They are not gonna fit most of the stuff on here, though. My sister's a STEM kid. I've met plenty of them. They don't meet this criteria. Sorry, STEM majors out there.
Okay, my next item on my list is tall. Honestly, I feel like I'm not that picky about this one. I just like tall guys. I don't know. It's hard to explain. If you have to climb on the counter to put something away in the cupboard, that's an ick.
I don't really care. I kind of like it when I'm taller than guys. Like, I won. Like.
Yeah, but like, I also want to respect my boyfriend like a little bit.
Valid.
Not that I don't respect short people.
We have different
yeah,
goals.
We do have a lot of similar items. This is one that is I don't think you have that one.
No.
I don't know. I just like when they're tall. I feel like if they're shorter than I am, if I like fall over into them, they're gonna fall over too. Yeah, I don't know. I just like tall guys. That's all. That's all I have for that one. I don't really have a reason to like justify it. I can't.
Hey,
that's
you
all.
can have a type.
Yeah.
Next piece of my ideal man plays guitar. And
this
I can't
was
remember.
My next one.
Okay, I'm like, I thought you had this one too. Also, singing kind of goes along with this. We both can sing, right?
Yeah. He doesn't have to sing that well. Like, preferably, like, a slightly worse than I can. But, like, enough that he doesn't sing and I'm like, you should stop.
Once again, our expectations are a bit different because mine is a really good singer. So first off, plays guitar. Playing guitar's cool. I like the guitar.
Playing guitar is hot in a guy. I can't do it.
Yeah, like neither of us can do it.
I don't really have the finger coordination for that.
How do fingers do that? Like, it shouldn't be possible. So I'd like a man to come with the capability of that, so then I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. I don't know. I also just like when guys play the guitar.
Yeah,
not at me. Do not write me a song and play it at me.
We're not looking for a Barbie scene.
No. If you want to play like a popular little like music song and we can sing it together while you play the guitar, I can do that. Or like if we're sitting around a campfire.
Series finale of Liv and Maddie moment.
Yeah, I do vaguely remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that. Yeah.
And then I want him to be a really good singer because first off, marrying a famous singer would kind of check a lot of boxes for me. It's also just really hot. Like, pop stars in general. They're hot. And also, like I said, I want to be an author. Being with someone else, we're jumping a bit ahead here. That's also in the arts would be cool and, like, is doing something creative.
Yeah.
However, as I prefaced, one of us needs to be making money. So
they have
the
to be good.
Famous part in famous singer is kind of the important part here.
Yes. We have talked about multiple times, like, marrying somebody famous would be kind of low, like, commitment or, like, low maintenance because, like, if they're on tour all the time, like, you can, like, have the house to kind of to yourself while they go do whatever while they're making a bunch of money for you guys. Or B, like, you go on tour with them.
Yeah, like, I could write from anywhere. See the world. This would be so sick.
It would be fun.
I also like the fact that we're considering our significant other not being around very much as a plus. This may explain why we're both incredibly single.
Absence makes the heart grow fonder, okay? Okay, my next thing is, so I did change this list. I had on here before sings Disney songs with me. I felt like I needed to branch that out to just watches Disney movies. Don't get me wrong, they still have to sing them with me. I can't...
I feel like he's kind of stepping on my toes at this point.
What?
You watch Disney stuff with me.
Okay, well, look, here's the deal. If you, watched our last episode, I believe. I don't remember if it was the first one or the second one that we made. You'll remember my recommendation was Camp Rock, which is a Disney movie.
That you watched with me.
I watched it with my cousin first. Slow down. Well, anyways, if you don't regularly watch Disney movies, you're not gonna know that movie because it's not that good.
No, but I feel like it's one most people know.
Yeah, but, like, also, like, when you go deeper into it, like, I mean, Radio Rebel, Lemonade Mouth, some other ones.
They need to be aware of it.
Like,
I still feel like I'm being replaced.
They also need, like, I want them to enjoy watching these movies with me, and being, like, they have to know the movies, they have to know the songs. One of my favorite songs to sing is Love's an Open Door. from Frozen, which is a duet. If you're my boyfriend and that song comes on and you expect me to sing that whole thing by
he
myself,
can sing that one.
You have to sing the guy part to that.
Yeah, he can sing that one. I'm out.
I know.
I hate Frozen with a vengeance.
It's her fatal flaw. But, no, just in general. Also, I would like to branch it out to, like, also just, like, I don't know what you call them, like traditionally, like, girly movies. Like, Mean Girls, Legally Blonde. You have to watch that with me, and you have to enjoy it. Yeah, that's that one.
Fair enough.
I feel like we're both just describing theater kids. Except for the rich part and the hot part.
Yeah, we need to clarify this, because theater... I think some of the later stuff kind of clarifies we're not looking for theater. I'd like to clarify that if that doesn't come across. Theater kid, not the goal.
I've met theater kids, respectfully to all of you.
They scare me.
You guys are...
Sorry, guys.
Like I feel like if you mixed a band kid and a choir kid, you just get a theater kid.
And band kid and choir kid, they're not very good either. And then together, it's...
very... Yeah. I just don't like... Every theater kid I've met at one point when I was, like, hanging out with them, they have broken into song and dance from their musical they were currently working on. Obviously, I don't know that, okay? That's stupid. Stop.
Dude, I was at summer orientation for the college I'm going to in the fall, and there was a karaoke night, and the theater kids there kept doing, like, Les Mis and stuff, and, like...
Yeah, nobody knows that.
Operatic voices or whatever, like actually singing. It's like, that's not the point of karaoke night.
No. You are not supposed to be good at karaoke night.
No.
You can be
they totally
average.
It.
If you're average at karaoke night, that's enough.
Below average, even better.
Yeah.
No, it was so annoying. Okay. Next one, listens to my trash music with me. If you couldn't tell from our background...
Yeah,
Some argue I don't have very good taste in music.
We indulge in a lot of questionable media sources. Not weird.
No.
But,
just a bit questionable.
I mean, if you look at all... This one is good. But
yes.
if you look at, like, these two, for example, like, we aren't...
Those two are
We aren't
deep
consuming
Disney
top-tier
originals.
media.
Deep cuts.
Okay, we enjoy scraping the bottom of the, like, barrel when it comes to what we watch and what we listen to.
And a guy in our lives needs to not only tolerate, but appreciate that.
Yeah, no offense to anybody that we listen to or watch. Like,
no,
if you were in
like,
any...
I genuinely...
If you love these movies... I mean, I do too,
movies are questionable.
but I hate them.
do really like One Direction. And really all boy bands. Big fan.
Yes.
She's less of one. But
I'm getting there.
The guy I date has to be able to accept that and listen to said music with me.
They have to enjoy it too. If they're just sitting there, like, barely vibing with you, that's not cool.
Killing the vibe.
Stop.
We're not looking for that.
No, not at all. Anyways, I guess I skipped one. Well, my next thing is loves animals. I love animals. If you don't love animals, it's just not gonna work. Because I will probably always be bringing some form of animal into our house. Take that as you will. I love animals. I want to have a dog. I want to have a cat. I would like to have more than one dog. Horses, obviously.
Yeah, I'm like, this man's purpose is to finance your horses, so...
Yes, and whatever else, I have guinea pigs right now. Like, low-key, I wouldn't be opposed to having them in the future. Any type of animal, except for a snake, I don't care. Ew. I'm the girl that will, like, if somebody sees a spider, I'll, like, run over there and be like, don't kill it, guys, because...
I go and yell for one of my parents to kill it.
Like,
we'll wake them up in the dead of the night if I see a spider, because I'm not touching it, but it needs to be dead.
And it also just sucks because, like, if I'm, like, I've hung out with people who don't like animals, and, like, if you're, like, out, like, if we're on, like, a walk or something, I'm like, oh my gosh, look at the bunny, and they're like, I don't care, like, get out of here. Yes, you do care. You should.
Look at the bunny. I don't care.
Nobody's ever said that, but it has been implied.
Have you had that encounter?
Or, like people who hate my dog because she's kind of... Well,
the dog that hates you?
She doesn't hate me.
She hates her.
She loves me.
When I go over, I open the door, her dog comes sprinting out trying to escape.
She's just excited. Well,
no.
people, like...
She's begging for help.
She is kind of, she's rambunctious. She gets excited. But, like, I've had people, like, boys, not... Okay, I don't have boys over to my house all the time. These are friends.
One of the many guys at Kirsten's house has said
But, like,
this.
they'll come over, and they'll be like, ugh, I hate your dog. Like, people have said they hate my dog. And she's not even a bad dog. That's lame. Or I'll be like, oh my gosh, look, she's so cute. And they'll be like, she's gross. She's a dog. Anyways, that's all. I love animals. If you don't love animals, I don't love you.
Next on my list is kind of the same vein as my last one, but also kind of different. It's reads the books I like. So this is like a really specific like micro trope in books and movies, in romances, where like the girl likes reading and the guy doesn't have to like reading, but like he reads the books the girl likes,
so that they can talk about it.
And even better if he like annotates them or whatever.
Isn't this from Gilmore Girls?
Jess does read some books for Rory and Gilmore Girls and annotates them for her, but he also just reads in general.
Okay.
Sometimes this will happen where like the guy doesn't read and he'll just like read for her, and I'm like, that's so cute because he's like thinking about you the whole time, and like it takes a good amount of time to read a book.
True.
Like that's commitment.
We love a guy who puts in effort.
Yes.
And is rich.
Also, I'm gonna want to talk about said books with him a lot, so it's probably just easier.
You do talk about books a lot. You talk about books a lot with me.
Yeah, and she doesn't read them, so every time I have to explain them, and that takes time.
It does.
So this is gonna save me time, not him, because he's gonna have to read a whole book. But, you know, take one for the team, point. Dude.
This is not the goal. My next one is Flynn Rider. I feel like I don't need to explain this one, really.
You might want to explain that we also put people on the list.
Oh, yeah. Well, I just... Look. Flynn Rider is great. He's hot. He's...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we both listed a couple people that, like, emulate the perfect like, boyfriend in our opinion.
But, yeah, just, like, Flynn Rider, like, coded, I guess.
Yes, exactly.
He's kind of, like... Well, he's, like, the bad boy, but, like, he cares.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's...
I saw on Instagram, and that's how I know it's true, that, like, Disney writers asked a ton of women what their ideal man
and they came up with Flynn Rider.
Yeah, and I have no clue how the conglomeration of people's ideal man is a thief who, like, breaks into your house. But I'm here for it. Like, they did a great job.
Yeah, like, I don't know. Because I feel like bad boys in real life, they're just bad.
Yeah. What happened to the bad boy who's good for me?
Like, I don't want a drug dealer. I want a thief. Okay, they're different. I mean...
He's stealing my
Flynn
heart.
only really stole from, like...
And my crown,
like,
but
king,
that's okay.
The king and queen. Like, they're rich people. They don't need that stuff.
He didn't know they were Rapunzel's parents.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. I mean, sorry if you haven't seen Tangled for some reason. That's on you.
Also, I mean... Yeah. It's just... Yeah,
no,
Flynn
I
Rider's
agree.
Great.
10 out of 10, man.
Yeah.
Easily the best Disney prince.
Real.
I think you have this one too. Funny. He has to have a sense of humor.
Yes, I have that one.
Like, that is non-negotiable.
That's, like, more important than, honestly, being physically attractive, I feel like. Because if you're not funny, like, why?
Mm-hmm. Especially as someone who's, like, incredibly sarcastic, if you, like, take me seriously, you're gonna hate me. People. Like, exactly. I have the flirting style of a 10-year-old boy.
No, me too.
So, like, if I like you, I'm just gonna make fun of you a lot, and you have to be able to not take that seriously. I'm sorry. Like, it's just gonna happen.
I think the more I
and you need to be able to go along with it.
The more I like people in general, like, the more I'm gonna, like, make fun of them.
Yes.
Be fun. You have to be a fun person. You can't take everything seriously. Like, you have to, I don't know, just do dumb stuff sometimes.
Yes.
Not like that dumb, but, like,
no, like we said, dumb. Be a thief, not a drug dealer.
It's a fine line.
Yes. Will be a fine line.
I don't know what song that is.
Harry Styles. You wouldn't know if you knew the song, because I sang it horribly.
My next one is not a gym bro or a jock.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Okay, I've talked okay, if you go to the gym, that's fine. Like, I go to the gym sometimes. But if that's your personality, like, get away from me. Or if sports are your entire personality, let me tell you, the people who are, like, really into sports, like, all the guys that I've met who are just, like, I don't know, like, typical, like, jocks.
Milk jugs of water around.
They're just the most boring people I've ever met. That might be probably because they didn't want to talk to me. But just, and they're kind of dumb sometimes. Like,
most
a lot of
the
them.
time.
I just, even, like, the smart ones, like...
Yeah, no, I agree.
They're not a vibe. I never see them really having that much fun unless they're, like, hitting each other.
Have you ever seen a Disney prince lift weights? No.
Like, I don't know. It's just, I think the larger their muscles get, I think, like, the lesser their personalities are. And I can't do that. Like I said, I need a funny guy. I need a guy who's not serious. They need to have fun. Like, and I don't know. Jocks, from my experience, they just start... Even when they have fun, it's not the kind of fun I want to have.
No.
It's not. It's not it.
It's like, it just gives, like, frat boy vibes.
I think you should
and we're not looking for that.
I would like you to be in shape. Like, take care of yourself, go to the gym, whatever. Like, you should be stronger and faster than me, probably. Because...
We're also both pretty weak, so, like, that's a low bar.
Yeah, I'm not that athletic. Like, be, like, a little bit athletic, but don't be just, like...
It can't be your whole personality.
No, it can't.
Be Zac Efron in High School Musical, not Zac Efron when he had, like, 10 pairs of abs.
Yeah. Like Troy Bolter. That's...
What?
Is that his name?
Troy Bolton?
Bolton! Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
I say this after I, talked about how my boyfriend needs to know a lot about Disney movies.
Yeah.
Well, anyways.
Okay. My next one is one that we both have. And it's being Australian.
Yeah.
Except hers says this is optional. Mine clarifies it's mandatory.
Like, Australian is probably, like, the one standard on this list that I'm like, well, because I do live not in Australia.
Yeah, we both live in Iowa, which is the middle of the United States, and about as far from Australia as you could be.
Yes, but nonetheless, like, Australian is highly preferable.
My dad had a coworker who was Australian once, so I basically know an Australian.
Okay.
Other than that, I don't think either of us have came in contact with one. But, you know, we're bound to.
It just, I don't know. I don't know what it is about Australia.
They have the hottest accents.
Real.
It's like, dang, you must be, like, pretty cool and, like, tough and stuff if you survived being in Australia, because that continent is wild.
And I don't know. I just like them. I feel like they're always, like, tan and, like, fit, because, I don't know.
Probably because we've only seen them in movies.
Yeah.
But let's ignore that.
Well, no, because we've seen 5 Seconds of Summer.
Yeah, and they were all skinny, but we can ignore that.
Some of them are hot now. One of them is hot now.
Yeah. Speaking of which, we were talking about this beforehand. We each have someone from Australia that kind of emulates our... would you say they emulate our ideal men? They're close-ish.
Some of them. I would say I have... Well, I don't... Are you thinking about the person I'm thinking about for me?
Yeah.
Is it Robert Irwin?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I feel like Robert Irwin does. I don't know if he can play the guitar, but, like, he probably doesn't watch a lot of Disney movies, but he loves animals, and he's, like, on TV, so he's probably rich, right?
And mine is Luke Hemmings from 5 Seconds of Summer. Now, he's happily married, and I don't really want to break that up. And we have no clue about Robert Irwin's relationships, do we?
Not currently.
Also, they're way older than us.
Well, I will say, he has been seen, and I saw this on Instagram, so it's really reliable, but he said he's looking for his American Tourist. I'm sure he's talking about me, obviously.
Yeah, so, like, I'm not actually interested in being in a relationship with Luke Hemmings, because, as I said, he's, like, 30 and married. However, if either of these guys want to just take us to Australia... Like...
Heck, yeah.
We are in. Like, we're not gonna really do anything in return.
But
we're in.
If all of you lovely listeners out there want to help us, You can just like
we would love to go to Australia and
whatever.
meet our
Fund
Australian
our trip to
boyfriends.
Australia. Donate us like money or whatever.
The American guys aren't working out for us. So
clearly. It's been 18 years.
And we're hopeless. So maybe a new continent will help.
Yeah, I think so.
This has been a great PSA. I don't actually know what a PSA is.
Public service announcement.
Yeah, I know what it stands for. I don't know what that means, though. But thanks.
I don't know. Well, yeah. Also, I don't know. All of the movies we've seen, the Australians are kind of hot in them. Most of them like surf and stuff.
Yeah.
Or do gymnastics.
And any one of those three, I'm in. So.
My next one. This one is, I don't think will ever be optional. Good hair. Now let me explain what good hair is because I know that's different to other people. Like I really like the kind of mid-length, not like girl mid-length, but like guy mid-length, like
off to a great start.
Yeah, but like fluffy hair, not like the weird ice cream fluffy hair.
Okay.
But like I don't know. If it doesn't, hold on. I'm trying to look and see if there's a good example up here.
Well, all but Harry kind of have the same, or these three kind of have like the same hairstyle
but they
going,
don't
so
exactly.
There aren't that many options.
Okay. So like a little bit like this, but like better, like a lot better. But
yeah,
like
Louis never had the best hair, TBH.
This is kind of the length I'm like would say I'm looking for, but like kind of with the fluff of Niall maybe.
Okay.
I'm trying. Oh, this one's good. I know you can't. You guys probably can't.
We'll put up
see
a bigger photo of him.
But I don't remember what his name is. From the guy from 10 Things I Hate About You, not the...
I'm blanking on it. Yeah, it's not
the
Patrick,
main guy,
it's
but
the
like
other guy. That's dating the little sister. That guy.
Kind of, I guess I would say what I'm looking for a little bit. It is kind of hard to explain. Like, you know it when you see it, I feel like. But I don't know. I just think fluffy hair on guys, like, it looks like you'd be fun to, like, play with.
No, that's real.
But, like, I feel like if I'm gonna date someone, like...
I love playing with people's hair. She
hair.
Gets mad at me because I try to play with hers.
Oh, yeah, well...
So...
I am kind of picky about people playing with my hair. But, like, my boyfriend won't be. At least for me, he won't. I will say, good hair matters so much when it comes to, like, conventional attractiveness. I'm not going to say I fell in love with this guy because I never spoke to him and I knew nothing was going to happen.
Oh, you had, like, a hallway crush?
Kind of. I sat behind this one kid in geometry my sophomore year. No, it was my freshman year. Yeah, it was my freshman year, sorry. You know, if I had seen the front of his face before I saw the back of his head, I probably wouldn't have really cared. He kind of, like, his face kind of reminded me of a grandpa a little bit, but I only saw him from the back, basically, and I was like, this man is so attractive, like, to me.
And then he turned around.
No, he was still, but, like...
It was like the opposite of in movies when the girl takes off her glasses.
He had kind of... And don't come for me when I say he had, like, a mullet, but, like, it was, like, a good mullet. It wasn't, like, a long, gross one. It was, like, kind of short, fluffy. It was fluffy, okay? And I liked it.
Okay,
I'm
just gonna silently judge you, then.
But hair matters so much for me, I think. I say that as somebody who doesn't really... I feel like I don't have that good of hair.
Neither of us do.
I have, like, 2 strands of hair on my head.
I have an insane amount of hair on my head. We have opposite problems. Mine's super thick. Hers is not. Well, I feel like I can't talk bad about your hair, which your hair's really cute today, by the way.
Thanks. I've been trying to style it, guys. I've been trying to...
No, my hair's, like, actually insanely thick, so I can't really do anything with it, but that's okay.
But yeah, you have to have good hair if we're gonna date. Like, otherwise I just can't.
That is the next item on my list as well. I know I made fun of you for liking guys with mullets, but I do like guys with long hair, just not mullets. Like, it needs to be universal.
No, so there are mullets that end really, really badly. I've seen a lot of... You have to be the right guy to pull off a mullet, okay?
Yes. Also, I liked a kid with a mullet in junior high, so I guess I can't talk that much. Anyways, I like guys with long hair, but you have to take care of your hair.
That is important.
I'm looking for long-haired Harry Styles, not the jump scare Harry Styles from Don't Worry, Darling. Like...
That's so niche. Nobody's gonna get that.
You've got it.
I did, but, like...
We'll include a photo.
Will we?
We'll probably forget, but that's okay. They have Google.
Look it up, guys. If you dare. Viewer discretion is advised.
Yes. It's a scary sight. Here.
I have one more.
Oh, okay.
Okay, my last thing is...
I have a couple, so I'll go. Be quiet.
Okay.
Okay, next one is my example of a guy that's just amazing. Jess Mariano. All my Gilmore Girls out there, you know what I'm talking about.
It's not me. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I've tried to get her to watch it.
I'm not watching it because she wants me to.
She sucks. Horrible friend. She doesn't even know who I'm talking about because she has got past the first season.
A little bit because you talk about him all the time.
Because he's amazing! Has that, like, bad boy but is nice to you thing going on. Mm-hmm. That's, like, definitely only a thing in movies and gives women, like, an unrealistic perception of, like, expectation of, like, oh, I can change a guy. But we'll ignore that. Anywho, he's hot.
Very important.
Yes. He's funny.
Very important.
No, he's amazing. He reads books. I will be fair, I rewatched it semi-recently. Is he actually a good boyfriend? No. But, like, I would gladly ruin my life for Jess Mariano.
We'll look past that.
I would so gladly ruin my life for him. Like, I would marry him in an instant, I would learn to regret it, and that's okay. It would be worth it. I love that man. He's easily the best of Rory's boyfriends. I saw in an interview that the actor that plays him, I'm blanking on his name right now, but said that Dean was the best of her boyfriends. I'm sorry, what? I can't even go into that. I can't.
Yeah, you're a Dean hater.
'Cause he sucks. The man's only aspirations in life are to work at a grocery store.
That's kind of sad.
Actually, I don't know if he had bigger aspirations than that. I never really paid attention to him, TBH. I was like, how many episodes till Jess shows up?
Sorry if you're watching this and you work at a grocery store. But,
yeah.
You know, that's
try to be more like Jess.
As long as you get somewhere else, you know?
Also, clean shaven.
That's valid. I used to be really into, like, clean shaven guys, but I'm kind of coming around. Like, if you can pull off facial hair well, I'm okay with it.
I don't like it.
You don't like body hair in general.
No.
On anyone.
I don't.
Which I kind of agree with some of that.
I don't. Coming back to Harry Styles, just because he's, I feel like, a traditionally incredibly attractive man. Like, we can agree on that. HS1, Harry is the best Harry Styles. Like, is the best version of Harry Styles.
These two.
Well, based on the photos we printed out, just those two.
Okay, well, I know it's different now, but, like...
I mean, Harry has two at
Louis
times.
in this picture looks like he almost has a little bit of stuff.
Yeah, which is weird, because he doesn't usually, I don't
Which you guys also can't see that, but that's fine.
Yeah, and you probably don't care. But that's okay. No, these three, they'll go, like, back and forth between having and not having facial hair. But, like, in more recent photos of Harry Styles, especially, he's had, like, kind of scruffy facial hair, and it's just like, you look so much better clean shaven.
Yeah.
Also, just HS1 Harry Styles looks like an angel, so it's hard to compare him to anything.
But, like, imagine trying to, like, kiss a guy and there's just, like, hair in your mouth.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound good, does it, guys?
No. Shout out to my sister's boyfriend. He has a beard, and I don't like it. I don't know why she likes it.
I'm sure he's gonna shave now just because of that.
He had dental surgery because of me.
Did he really? That's crazy.
He claims that's why.
Oh, okay.
More likely it was because he was aging out of his parents' insurance and it was going to be a lot cheaper to have it, but I did loudly make fun of his teeth once on it. And yeah, he got them fixed afterwards. Hi, Lucas, if you're watching this. I don't think he ever watched our other ones, so...
Probably not.
Low risk.
Low risk. Okay, I have one more thing on my list.
Okay.
And it is that he surfs. I just think that would be fun. I can't surf. I've never surfed.
We live in Iowa.
Okay, but like, surfing is hot. Surfing's cool. I don't know.
It goes along with being Australian.
Yeah, like I said, most of the Australian movies I've watched, they like.
Yeah,
surf
they're
and
all
stuff.
on the coast.
I feel like if you surf, you're just a fun person.
True.
Like boring people, I feel like don't surf. I don't surf. Am I boring? I've been told sometimes, actually, but he could teach me to surf and then I wouldn't be boring. But that's just a fun. I don't know. It's fun. I think
you going for a Teen
cool.
Beach movie moment.
Literally.
Honestly,
I can see it.
I could see it.
I don't know. That's just fun. If you can surf, I feel like you can do a lot of things.
Balance.
Yeah, good balance. That's probably good.
Swim?
I don't know. Yeah, swim. I don't know. It's cool. I feel like I've never seen an unattractive guy surf.
True.
Even in movies, I think.
Yes, because when we're looking for unattractive people, we should probably look at movies.
Yeah. Well, anyways, that's...
You know, they usually cast really ugly people in those. Especially as the love interests.
Yeah. Well, anyways, that's my list. I think it's really achievable.
Mm-hmm. I have two more things.
I think it makes sense for me.
First one, this says a lot about me, but let's not read into it too much. Smart, but not as smart as me.
I would agree with that one.
Look, a lot of my personality consists of being the smartest person in the room. It has to stay that way. It just does. And
but, like, you can't be that stupid.
No.
That's just annoying.
I can't have a conversation with you then.
Like, there's a fine line
also,
again here.
I would say, like, the bell curve for IQ is the bell curve for IQ and the bell curve for social skills are one and the same. So, like, he doesn't need to be that smart or he's gonna have no social skills.
That's
he's
so
gonna be, like,
real.
So dorky. I'm like, oh, yeah,
Can't do it.
No, I can't
once
be
again,
alone with you.
Be a thief, not a drug dealer.
Yes, it's
be
a fine
smart.
line.
Don't be too smart. Okay.
Put that when we
put
make
that
merch,
on a t-shirt.
That's gonna be our
be a
t-shirt.
thief, not a drug dealer.
And then the last thing on my list is can cook. This is really just a simple logistics thing, like how your guy needs to be able to handle money.
Yeah.
I can't cook. I'm very bad at it. If we're going to eat, he needs to be able to cook. It's just how it is.
Yeah. Well, you've, like, cooked for us before.
I've made frozen pizza and made her cut it every time.
That is true.
So, yeah. Unless he wants that to be our, like,
unless he wants
entire
pizza
life.
every night.
And he'll be cutting it. Because I can't cut pizza to save my life.
Come here, I need you to cut the pizza.
He might want to be able to cook.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cooking is a hot thing in guys, too, I think.
For real, like the Vampire Diaries thing where she's like, oh my gosh.
Yes.
Where'd you learn to make Italian food? And then there's, like, a flashback to him in, like, 1900s or something.
Yes,
like 1800s.
I want my boyfriend with flashbacks included.
Yes! Put that on a t-shirt!
Not like the PTSD kind, though.
No,
like the good kind.
Like I was a
nostalgic.
Vampire and this is my life.
Yeah, adding to the criteria of vampire.
Parentheses.
Good,
required.
Good vampire.
Yeah, vegetarian vampire if we're going by Twilight vocab.
Yeah, no, let me be clear. If you're a vampire, you better be a Vampire Diaries vampire. Don't be a Twilight vampire. I think they're different. To me,
yeah,
they're so
yeah,
different.
I know I just referenced Twilight, but Twilight and Vampire Diaries...
We've been watching Twilight.
It's not near as good as Vampire Diaries.
And Vampire Diaries, I feel like, isn't that great in itself.
Oh, it's not. It's objectively bad.
But I can watch it
and
not go like, ugh. But Twilight... It's not it for me. Sorry,
like even the vegetarian vampires, I'm like,
also
I wouldn't date you just because you're annoying.
In Twilight, the vampires' mannerisms are so not even like vampire-like. They're just because obviously vampires are real, but they're so like why was he doing that?
What the heck?
Or like when they're about to fight somebody, they go. Like, that's weird. Why?
How about how they spend half their time playing baseball?
Look, last time I checked, being a vampire does not mean, like, you automatically, like, go on, like, all fours all the time. I don't know why they're crouching down like that.
Yeah, in a world where werewolves also exist, let's keep a distinction.
I don't fight a lot, but if I was gonna fight, I probably wouldn't start, like, that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I don't know what I would do, but not that.
Anywho, I'd like to add that to my list, too. Vampire Diaries boyfriend, not a Twilight boyfriend.
Yes, we're gonna make merch, guys. You're gonna buy it and you're gonna love it.
Yeah, so many people will want to buy our merch. Be a thief, not a drug dealer.
Yes.
Be a vampire,
wear it to church.
but be a Vampire Diaries vampire.
Not a Twilight. And next up, we have quite the treat for you guys.
It's quite stunning. And this is just going to give you more examples of what my ideal man is. Because
she made one and I didn't, but...
Yeah, I made this, like, freshman year with one of my other friends while I was trying to convince her to watch Indiana Jones.
Why?
Because it's a great movie.
No, but how does this connect?
I sat her down in front of the TV with Indiana Jones on while I made this slideshow.
Oh. Okay. It's a slideshow about boyfriend inspiration.
Yeah, it's called Boyfriend Inspiration, because also at this time we were going into high school, and I'm like, I want a boyfriend. Obviously, it's my friend's fault that I don't have one. So I made her this slideshow as inspiration for the kind of guy she should be looking out for to talk me up to.
Yeah.
And I think they're all very reasonable. And they're all, like, guys in media or fictional characters that I would totally date.
Wait, one of them isn't a fictional character.
I said people in media.
Yeah, but most of them are
famous
fictional.
people.
Like, even, like, famous people, it's, like, their character.
You'll see. First off,
Where
know
have
him,
we heard this
unless you're Kirsten.
before?
You love him. You've already heard about him in this podcast episode. It's Jess Mariano. This is recording, right? Yay!
Oh, there's where you get pushed into the... Is that a lake or a pond?
Yes, the scene where he gets pushed in the lake is amazing.
That's funny.
I also included the qualities I like in each guy. So, he's hot. He isn't Dean. He reads books. He's iconic. He's funny. He has that, quote, bad boy but is super in love with her... with me. Apparently I am Rory in this situation.
Same kind of vibe here.
Mm-hmm. Thing going on. How can you not love this man? How looking at this slideshow, at this slide, doesn't convince you to watch Gilmore Girls? I don't understand. He's perfect. Next up, Will Newman. He's from 5 Feet Apart.
Love that movie. That's a good movie.
It's an amazing movie. I like the book slightly more. There's an extra scene at the end that I don't know why they left out of the movie. It's like a fairly important scene. If you haven't read the book, I would recommend it.
Read it.
Both are amazing, though. Some positive traits of Will Newman. He's Cole Sprouse.
Yeah, Cole Sprouse plays him in the movie. And I actually don't like... Like, I like Cole Sprouse, but, like, not, like, in an attractive way.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see him that way.
Fair enough.
That's okay, though. Sorry, I'm, like, interrupting.
Yeah,
but...
this is my slideshow. Okay, you could have made one.
Our podcast.
He's hot. Funny. Yes. Sarcastic. Very sarcastic.
Iconic.
What is this quote? Okay, sorry. Yeah, and is iconic. He's so iconic. Good movie, good book, good man.
Yes. The
Next
Holy
up,
Trinity.
Yes. Next up, Zachary Good.
Nobody probably knows who this is.
I know, but he's my, like, top fictional boyfriend. Zachary Good is from the Gallagher Girls series by Allie Carter. It is a book series about these girls that go to a boarding school and learn how to be spies. He comes in the second book. The first book isn't that good because he's not in it. He shows up in the second. Read till the second. Oh, it gets good. Also, I never really paid that much attention when I'm reading books about, like, the character's description. So I was looking up, like, fan art of him, and apparently he has, like, dark brown hair. But I noted in my head he's blonde.
That's so real. You're so real for that.
Uh-huh. He's hot. He's a spy.
Yes.
And, quote, kills people, but in a hot way.
Once again, thief, not a drug dealer. I will say, how do we put that in this context? Because you You can't be like a killer, not a murderer.
Yeah.
Like, you can't...
Yeah, that might not actually work. Here's a nice quote describing him. It is a little-known fact about covert operations that you will spend a lot of time with people you can't really trust. They may be traitors and liars. We call them assets or informants. But mostly, in those days, I called him Sack.
Wow, you really delivered that.
I know.
That's pretty great.
No, like, the whole book, pretty much, there's this question of, like, is he a good guy, or, like, is he a traitor? And, you know, we love a little morally grayness.
Yes. Thief, not a drug dealer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say that in real life now.
Yeah.
Not that this isn't real life.
This is the most questionable slide. I know you probably thought the quote, kills people, but in a hot way, was questionable. This is the most questionable. So, the Harry Styles of my dreams. It's no secret, I like One Direction, and celebrities I like have a tendency of showing up in my dreams. Mm-hmm. Oh, speaking of which, I had a dream last night. This isn't related to anything we're talking about, and no celebrities were in it, but it was like a post-apocalyptic universe where, if you were... where everyone would die unless they had a napkin in their hand. Like, you had to be holding a napkin at all times.
That sounds like such a dream.
Or you'd start dying slow and painfully unless someone, like, handed you a napkin right away, and then you'd, like, revive. Wow. But here's where it gets interesting. If you have 2 napkins, like one in each hand, you start flying. So people wanted the ability to fly, so they'd steal other people's napkins.
Oh my gosh.
And people, like, stockpile napkins. Then people kept dying. Anywho. Harry Styles would show up in my dream a lot.
Yeah, almost as much as napkins.
And... yeah. Almost as much as napkins, guys. He was always, like, around my age. That's why most of these photos are of him when he's younger and not, like, once he got really hot. I just like to clarify that because, like, what is this photo? And there's clouds to represent that it's a dream. If you couldn't tell, I spent a lot of time on this slideshow. I want to say we got, like, 20 minutes into Indiana Jones before my friend called it quits, so I didn't have that much time.
Oh, yeah. So it's not creepy because he's around your age.
Yeah, I noted that. And he's always in love with me. My subconscious may or may not have a god complex. Everyone in my dreams is always in love with me. So that's, like, not that notable. But, also, I'd like to clarify, I said that specifically when he's in my dreams, because, like, Harry Styles, aesthetically, very attractive dude. Wouldn't say he's really, like, a celebrity crush of mine, though.
No, not for me either. Sorry, Harry. I know you were really...
In my dreams, he's the next level, and here's why. He... I had a dream where some ice people were trying to kidnap me, like, they lived in this ice cave, and he saved me.
Wow, so nice of him. Oh, he also tried to kidnap you in some other ones.
In 2 dreams. But we can look past that. Also, in one of those... Oh, wait, I remember this one now. I had superpowers in one dream, and he was, like, the hench person for this guy that wanted to use me for my superpowers.
As one does.
So he had to, like, kidnap me, but, like, you know, he felt bad about it, and we were still in love.
Yeah, so it's fine.
And there's also a lot of other dreams.
It's giving drug... or thief, not a drug dealer.
Stop saying that!
It's fun. Anyways...
There's also a lot of dreams that don't involve kidnapping. I just didn't bother to write any of them down. But he's pretty vibey in my dreams. I'd totally go out with him.
Real.
Wesley from The Princess Bride. I think I skipped this one on my list, but dude has to have seen The Princess Bride and loved it. If you don't appreciate The Princess Bride, I don't want to spend any time with you. We did, like, an icebreaker when I was in band, on, like, the first day, and one of them was you had to tell the person next to you what your favorite movie was, and I said The Princess Bride because it's stunning, and then we had to, like, the band director, like, asked some people to share, and what their partner had said, and one of the people she called on was my partner, and he said that he learned that Sophia likes The Princess Bride, and she's like, I don't get what people see in that movie, like, it's so stupid. And I do not like this band director. She's one of the main reason I quit band. I'm like, I just figured out what's wrong with you. Like, this is the root of your problem.
Oh, you have a typo in there.
I do?
It's hopelessly in I love with the female.
Dang it! Ignore that. Wesley's amazing.
Which, that first bullet is important. I like that about him. He's, like, hopelessly devoted to her.
Uh-huh. Saves her life on numerous occasions. Honestly, he's way too good for Buttercup. Buttercup's an idiot. But he's amazing. And with me, we'd be a power couple. Sarcastic. There's one point where she's considering ending her life because she thinks he's dead. And he walks up behind her, and she has, like, a sword ready to plunge into her chest. And he goes, "There's a shortage of perfect breasts in this world." And I'm misquoting it. I apologize, but
you get the gist.
It'd be such a shame to ruin yours. And I love that. Endures torture for the love of his life.
Yes.
That's a plus. Can sword fight. This is one of the reasons...
He's really good at fighting, too.
Yes.
He's smart, he's resourceful.
I'm not left-handed. Hello?
He beat, like...
Inigo Montoya.
Yeah, he beat, like, a sword fighter. He beat, like...
The Spaniard.
Like a
Fezzik the Giant.
Yeah, whatever.
And shoot, I always forget the last name. Vizzini the Sicilian.
I don't know what that means, but like he was like smart.
That's just his nationality, but
I thought that meant something else, but
no,
he's like smart. So he outsmarted the smart person. He like
I watched this movie a ton as a kid especially, and I loved the sword fighting scenes. I had these wooden dowels that me and my friends would use to practice sword fighting, so we could be, as kids, like, me and my 10-year-old friends would come over to my house and practice sword fighting, so we could be, like, the guys in The Princess Bride. So that is such a plus for me. Yes. I don't know why, I just always thought that looked so cool.
It does look cool.
It does. Fun fact, him and the guy that played Inigo were actually trained by the same people that trained the people in Star Wars on how to sword fight. So, and they had to learn how to do it right and left-handed. If you've seen the scene, you know why.
Yeah. Sword fighting is hot. Mm-hmm. Because, I mean, look at...
It's kind of piratey, and pirates are pretty hot.
Look at sword fighting. Like, all the sword fighters are hot. Even, like, throwback, like, not throwback, but, like, back to, like, Star Wars. Like, even Anakin Skywalker.
Oh!
He's not on this list, but I think he should be.
He should be. I can change him.
Me too. Obviously.
And then the last one on here is hot. I think that's on all of them. Flynn Rider. We've already talked about him. Is hot, funny, iconic. Takes Rapunzel to see the lanterns.
When you heard me talk about good hair, this is what I'm talking about. Okay, he's got the nice little part. He's got the mid-length haircut. Yes. It looks fluffy. It looks great. It looks like you could run your fingers through his hair. And
another PSA, probably not, because we still don't know what that is. I've heard a lot of talk about them making a live-action Tangled. They cannot do this. There's no way they would cast Flynn Rider good enough.
I've heard
or her. Like, the wig would look cheap on her, and Flynn Rider would not be hot enough. We need to stop this.
I have heard people saying that Milo Manheim should play Flynn Rider. He's from Zombies. Have you ever seen that one?
He's not Flynn Rider!
If you add a little bit of facial hair, I can sort of see it, but he's a little bit, like,
it's
skinny.
Just no real man can be Flynn Rider.
Yeah, you can't.
It makes me so mad, because if they make I'm gonna watch it, and I'm gonna be mad. Please, Disney executives that are watching this.
The girl equivalent to this. But there isn't one. No. That I can think of.
But even, like,
I almost said
Rapunzel
Barbie,
in it,
but
I'm
Margot
like,
Robbie, like, slayed that.
She killed. No,
off topic,
but, like, Rapunzel, I'm like, you know they're not gonna make a good enough wig for her either. No, so it's gonna look
literally
cheap.
Can't.
Yeah, you can't make
either
it
that
look
or
as
they're
good
gonna
as
have
the
to CGI it.
Yeah, and
just what's the point of a live action if you have to CGI it?
Yes, like Lion King.
Yeah. Anyways, Flynn Rider, he's great. Mm-hmm. He's the best. He's a thief, not a drug dealer.
The OG thief, not a drug dealer. sacrifices his life for Rapunzel's, which is so cute. And, like, we love a man that puts our wishes above his. Always. Him and Rapunzel are a power couple. We love it for them. Is this the last one yet? Nope. Okay. There's the little spoiler alert. Augustus Waters from The Fault in Our Stars.
Another movie about two teens who have...
terminal illnesses. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although people say these are, like, terminal? The same. They are not. Yeah.
They're not the same.
No.
This is not. Wait, what movie is this from?
The Fault in Our Stars.
The Fault in Our Stars. I have seen it and I have read the book, guys. Don't worry.
It's pretentious. I see this in, like, a lot of book reviews that are criticizing The Fault in Our Stars. They're like, the characters are so pretentious. Like, no one talks like that. The whole time I was reading this, I was like, OMG, like, this sounds like me and my friends. I'm not gonna read it right now, just for time, but this quote here is kind of what I'm talking about. His love proclamation. Well, he's so pretentious, but I love it.
He's deep. He, like, it's good.
Yes, he's hot. Once again, putting her dreams above his. He uses his, like, off-brand, Make-A-Wish to take Hazel to Amsterdam.
Off-brand Make-A-Wish?
It is! I forget what they call
it. I get it, but that's a funny word for it.
They make, like, up, like, a name for it, and it's like, dude, this is literally Make-A-Wish. He's funny. He's a total icon.
He's smart, too.
Yes.
Like, and, like, the metaphors that he has.
Yes, you put the killing thing between your teeth and don't
give it the power to kill you.
Yeah, that's the second half of that's a misquote.
Me there. I almost like.
No, I would have, but the second half that's a misquote. But I'm blanking on how it actually ends. You get the vibe though. That's in reference to him owning cigarettes. By the way, if you haven't seen the movie, he pretends to smoke cigarettes.
If you haven't seen the movie, you should watch it.
Yeah, just watch it.
I don't know where you can watch it, but
I actually haven't seen it, but I've read the book.
Okay. That's, like, even better.
I've seen part of the movie. I've just never bothered to watch the whole thing. I need to. It's on my watch list.
You know, what's funny about those is the two actors that play the love interest, they're siblings in the Hunger Games. Wait, not the Hunger Games. Divergent.
That's awkward.
Wrong dystopian.
Same diff, TBH.
Anyways.
Okay, I keep flipping to this one because I'm real excited. Patrick Verona, he's on our wall.
Remember when we were talking about Australians?
He's Australian for no reason. Like, I love that he's in this
so
movie.
Funny.
Never explained, really, why he's... I think it is touched on a little bit, but, like, there is no need for him to be Australian. They totally just put that in, so, like, the guy we cast happens to be Australian.
He also kind of is a bad boy in a good way.
We need to explain it.
I think that's actually on there. Does the bad boy thing better than literally anyone else ever.
Yes, he's so good at it. Is Heath Ledger, may he rest in peace, is hot, funny, the song and dance scene. If you know, you know. Mm-hmm. It's amazing.
He's great.
I love this man. I would watch this movie all day. It's amazing. Him and Kat are both stunning. Yes. I love him. And that is the end of my slideshow. So, I think you'll really agree with us. Yeah. So, I think you'll really agree with us that our standards are really reasonable, and it's ridiculous that we don't have boyfriends.
Honestly, just look at us. We're great.
Take us to Australia, we'd get a boyfriend in an instant.
For real. Anyways.
If you are a guy out there that fits these requirements, you're sitting here, you're like, yeah, I'm Patrick Verona. Yeah, I'm Flynn Rider.
Yes, if you're Flynn Rider.
Yeah, I'm a thief, not a
If you're a thief and not a drug dealer, hit us up.
Hit us up. We are... desperate. Let's try again. We are excited to hear from you.
There you go. Also, for our, like, last little segment, we have our recommendations.
Yes, we always include these. These are, we can recommend any piece of media or anything we've seen recently.
Literally anything.
Literally anything we want to.
Yes. Do you have an idea yet? And you have to sit
and listen. You go first.
Okay. Okay. So my recommendation is, I'm pretty sure I looked up the name. It's just called Bang, I think. But it's like a card game, board game type thing. Kind of a Western, like, shootout. Like, it's a Western-themed game.
Okay.
you, like, kind of draw, like, your roles. There's, like, a sheriff. There's outlaws. The sheriff tries to kill the outlaws. The outlaws try to kill the sheriff. There are, like, other sub-roles.
Kind of like a mafia.
Yeah, a little bit.
Type.
It's kind of like mafia. There's sub-roles, like, a deputy, and then, like, a renegade is kind of on their own team. But, like, I played it recently with a group of friends. It's really fun. It's so fun. We played this from, like, 10 o'clock to, like, 1 a.m.
Jeez.
My friend group's really into, like, board games, but, no, it's a lot of fun. There's, like, there's different cards, and they all do, like, different things. You get to pick out, like, characters, that, like, each have different abilities that you can be. It's fun. It's a fun game. It kind of involves a little bit of strategy, which is good for me because I have bad luck, but it also involves a little bit of luck, which is good for me because I'm not that great at strategizing. It's kind of an equalizer, which is nice. But, yeah, it's a fun game. That's my recommendation, is
I got mine
that
up.
game.
So, this book series, I'm not all the way through it, but I'm most of the way through it, and actually, books are still coming out, so it doesn't really matter. The Wayward, right? Yes, Wayward Children series. I always want to say Wayfaring for some reason. Wayward Children series by Seanan McGuire. Stunning. It's a Portal Fantasy series. Now, before I say that, the books, I read them, I get them from the library, and they only come in large print from the library, and they're still, like, this thick. Like, they're really thin and super easy to get through. When I say fantasy, people, like, assume they're, like, bricks. They aren't. They read a lot like fairy tales. Like, it's very whimsical.
It's a fun
I think Seanan McGuire is a amazing author. It's very immersive. And basically the concept is it's playing off of classics like The Chronicles of Narnia and Alice in Wonderland, where kids will find, like, some sort of door that's
that, like,
a
leads
portal
to a
another
fantasy
world. Yeah. And this book follows kids that have found doors to fantasy worlds, and then have returned to our world and are like, dude, like, this sucks. I want to go back to the sick magical place I was. And they all go to different worlds. And basically, to cope with returning to Earth, they go to this boarding school called Emily West's Home for Wayward Children. I'll put the title here in case that's wrong. I'm not good with details. But basically, they go to this school where they just pretty much learn to cope with, like, living on Earth again. And, like...
It's crazy.
Yeah, like, there's a therapist there. But it's a really funny concept. It's a really good book. I would definitely recommend it.
Yeah.
I'm, like, 7 or 8 books in. Like I said, they're super thin, and they're great. I love all of them. So, I think that's it for this episode.
Yes. Stay tuned for more,
yeah,
guys.
Subscribe and all that, so you can hear more of us.
Subscribe and turn on notifications.
This episode's getting pretty long, but, like, obviously you haven't heard enough from us, so...
Obviously.
Subscribe so you can hear even more.
This is a really important topic.
Yes! We're gonna find our dream man from this. This is like a... You know,
you're gonna ship us to Australia.
Some dating apps let you have, like, little video clips now, I think. This is, like, a really long version of that. This is really just a really long dating app profile.
On Spotify.
Yeah.
And YouTube.
And wherever else you find podcasts.
You should know.
Okay.
No. Anyways, bye guys. Thank you for listening if you made it this far.